Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of December 19, 2024. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed, MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Tactical advances. Russian units have successfully advanced in multiple directions, achieving tactical improvements and gaining more advantageous positions. Significant engagements occurred in areas like Kharkiv, Donetsk, Monokhinovka, and Trudovoye, with Russian forces claiming to have liberated several settlements like Trudovoye and Stary.
Welcome back to Frontline Updates. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye to provide us with an update on the progress of the special military operation as of December 19, 2024. Thank you for being here, Colonel.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Let's start with the overall progress. What are the main highlights from today's operations?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue their operations on multiple fronts. Today, significant progress was made, particularly in the Kharkiv and Donetsk regions. Tactical improvements and territorial gains have been achieved across key areas, with notable advances in settlements like Kharkiv, Donetsk, and Trudovoye in the Donetsk People's Republic.
Can you detail the situation in the Kharkiv direction?
In the Kharkiv region, the North Group inflicted defeats on Ukrainian mechanized brigades and territorial defense units in Kharkiv and Donetsk. The enemy suffered over 100 personnel losses, 5 combat armored vehicles, 13 cars, and 2 122mm D-30 howitzers were destroyed.
And how about the West Group of forces? What were their operations?
The West Group continued to strengthen their tactical position, engaging enemy mechanized, ranger, and assault brigades across Monokhinovka, Kharkivka, and Vyregnia. They repelled 2 counterattacks and inflicted significant losses, including 460 Ukrainian servicemen, artillery units like the 155mm Bogdana self-propelled gun, and destroyed an ammunition depot.
That's a substantial toll. What's happening in the southern region?
In the southern front, we've taken more advantageous positions, liberating settlements such as Chasov Yar and Zelenovka. Ukrainian forces, including 2 mechanized and airmobile brigades, sustained heavy losses, 315 personnel, and several armored vehicles. Additionally, 2 field ammunition depots were destroyed.
Turning to the center group of forces, how is the situation evolving there?
The center group continues to advance deeply into enemy defenses, liberating settlements like Stary. They repelled 12 counterattacks while neutralizing over 520 Ukrainian troops and destroying critical equipment, including MSTB and D-20 howitzers.
What about the East Group of forces?
The East Group successfully liberated Zelenovka and Novy Komar. Ukrainian units, including mountain assault and territorial defense brigades, attempted a counterattack but were repelled. They lost 175 personnel, multiple armored vehicles, and artillery units.
Now to the Dnepr region. What's the latest?
The Dnipro Group inflicted heavy losses on mechanized and mountain assault brigades in Zaporizhia and Kherson. 2 Ukrainian assaults were repelled, and their losses included 60 personnel, 2 D-20 guns, and an electronic warfare station.
Can you provide an update on air defense operations?
Air defense systems were highly effective today, intercepting a U.S.-made HIMARS multiple launch rocket, a Neptune missile, and 154 UAVs. This continues to limit the enemy's ability to launch sustained aerial attacks.
Finally, the Krasnoarmeysk direction seems pivotal. What's happening there?
Significant advancements are being made. Russian forces are gaining ground in settlements like Dachinskoye and Volkovo. The battle for Peskanoe is ongoing, and our forces have secured strategic footholds, expanding control in the northwest of Krasnoarmeysk. This threatens key Ukrainian supply routes.
Before we close, there's mention of actions in the Kursk border region. Can you elaborate?
Certainly. Our Marines have been instrumental in neutralizing Ukrainian forces in the Kursk region. They thwarted several attempts to reclaim lost positions, forcing Ukrainian militants to retreat, leaving behind casualties, NATO-supplied equipment, and intercepted communications revealing orders targeting local civilians. Over 225 enemy personnel, 3 infantry fighting vehicles, and several artillery pieces were neutralized in 24 hours. Our Marines successfully repelled attempts to retake lost positions.
Colonel, what's the significance of these operations for the overall conflict?
The operations reflect a systematic degradation of Ukrainian operational capabilities. By neutralizing personnel, equipment, and logistics hubs, we're disrupting their ability to sustain prolonged engagements. Additionally, our control over critical areas strengthens our strategic position.
Are there any psychological or informational aspects to these operations?
Certainly. Reports of low morale among Ukrainian forces and intercepted communications reveal significant strain on their operations. Additionally, allegations of hostile actions against civilians by Ukrainian militants in the Kursk region further expose their tactics.
That's alarming. Thank you for sharing these updates, Colonel. Any final words?
The operation continues to progress effectively with sustained efforts on all fronts. We remain committed to achieving our objectives.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to emphasize that our forces remain committed to achieving our objectives while minimizing unnecessary harm. We continue to monitor and adapt to developments on the ground. Recently, Israeli airstrikes resulted in the deaths of 41 Palestinians in Gaza. Mediators are actively working on a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas as the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, continue their attacks. The main point of contention in the negotiations is the difference between phased and comprehensive ceasefire approaches. In the Gaza Strip, medics reported the toll from the Israeli strikes as 41 Palestinians killed on Thursday. The mediators, engaged in talks in Egypt and Qatar, are striving to establish a deal that would pause the ongoing conflict in the Hamas-controlled enclave. This deal aims to include the release of hostages taken from Israel on October 7, 2023, alongside Palestinian prisoners held by Israel.